Welcome to the Benzino Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. The NCAA suffers a significant blow. Are they even in control of their own program? Are they even in control of college football? Or are they in control of college basketball? How much authority does the NCAA actually hold? Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby bet on games. Bet on games when he was in Indiana. Bet on games when he was in Cincinnati. Bet on his own team. $90,000 worth of bets from Brendan Sorsby. The NCAA, they got wind of this. They heard about it. What did they do? We'll put the pause on you for a second. We'll do our research. We'll do our homework. We'll see how serious this really is. After doing their research and homework, yeah, dude, you can't play college football anymore. You're done here. What does Brendan Sorsby do? Watch me. Watch me play college football. Watch me go find a judge that says, yeah, you could play. NCAA, they have no bearing here. If I say you can play, you can play. This is a wild precedent that is being set here. The message that it sends to college athletes across the whole entire country: if you bet on sports, if you're getting NIL money, if you bet on sports, you bet on games, you bet on your teams, even though it's against the rules, don't worry, we'll come and bail you out. Just find a judge who's a fan of your team, and he will bail you out. Let's get right into it, shall we? Like the video, hype the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of the support we've gotten over here recently. New Texas Tech Brendan Sorsby, quarterback, signed an NIL deal around $5 million, placed over 10,000 sports bets since 2022 per On3. With this evidence, Sorsby will likely be suspended all season. The NFL supplemental draft could be a realistic option for Sorsby. This was reported April 29th, 2026. Along with that, it was reported that Brendan Sorsby sent money to people out of state so he could continue to bet after transferring to Texas Tech this year, which is another NCAA violation. After the Red Raiders spent millions on acquiring Sorsby in the transfer portal, he will never play for them. At least that's what we all thought. Now, after these two things were brought to light, Brendan Sorsby appealed the NCAA's decision to rule him as ineligible. And how did the NCAA respond? Denied. Appeal denied. The NCAA denied Brendan Sorsby's appeal for eligibility after he admitted to placing thousands on sports bets throughout his college career. The college quarterback wagered over $90,000 over his years at Indiana and Cincinnati. Bets were also placed as recently as a few months ago after his transfer to Texas Tech. Sorsby recently completed a 35-day stint at a gambling rehab facility in Arizona. He said his gambling addiction developed during high school and he's never been able to shake it. Sorsby admitted to placing at least 2,900 bets that totaled more than $30,000 while he was the backup at Indiana. At least 40 of those wagers were on his own team. Sorsby says he never bet on games in which he saw any playing time, although I'm not sure how he could know that with absolute certainty beforehand. You never know when you're going to come in due to injury or a lopsided score. He claims he never wagered on Cincinnati while he was the starter there, but he and a friend placed bets on a FanDuel account registered to his brother-in-law. And even this year at Texas Tech, Sorsby placed bets on different accounts that belonged to two of his friends. So there's no denying Sorsby knew what he was doing was wrong, and he continued to do it and find creative ways to feed the addiction. He would transfer large sums of money into other people's accounts to place bets. That's just what has been reported. That's just what's been found out. Now, after the NCAA denied his appeal for eligibility, Paul Feinbaum of ESPN, he throws a temper tantrum. We're talking about the NCAA here, the most hypocritical organization in the history of mankind, coming down on somebody for gambling while they have their own side gambling deals and while gambling is pervasive everywhere. So a 3-game suspension, perhaps, keeping him out for the whole season is wrong. In my mind, rules are rules, number one. You're betting on your own team, number two. You're betting on games that you could possibly play in, number three. That last post put up a good point. You never know when you're going to be thrown into the game as a quarterback, especially as a quarterback. Quarterback gets hit, gets taken out of the game. Here you are. And then you're playing the game with the back of your mind. Damn, I got a lot of money riding on this game. The craziest part of this, he sent money to people out of state so he could continue to bet even after transferring to Texas Tech. This is setting a bad precedent. This is telling everybody, if you bet on games, don't worry. A judge that's a fan of your team is going to overrule anything the NCAA says. Heading into today, Brendan Sorsby heads to Lubbock County District Court on Monday for his temporary injunction hearing against the NCAA set for 9 a.m. Few hours later, that judge grants the injunction requested by Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby. He's set to be eligible for the 2026 season and will only be suspended the first 2 games, which was the penalty his legal team suggested to the NCAA. This is a slap on the wrist, is putting it lightly. This is pretty much acting like this didn't happen. This is acting like this did not happen. Charlie Baker of the NCAA, he comes out with a statement. There is no better example of why targeted intervention from Congress is necessary when you have schools and deep-pocketed supporters willing to look the other way on the glaring integrity threat of betting on your own team, and judges whose rulings effectively strip away our ability to stop them. Only Congress can equip the NCAA to apply this common sense rule to everyone fairly and consistently. The Protect College Sports Act would empower the NCAA to enforce rules, including the gambling restrictions. It's needed now more than ever. The NCAA clearly has no power, really. If this whole entire event taught us one thing, it's that the NCAA has no power. Their authority is rendered zero. How do they get that authority? That's the question. As we have said before, a statement from Texas Tech. As we have said before, we do not believe that the circumstances of Brendan's case warranted permanent ineligibility. Of course you didn't. It's your quarterback. It's your guy. As we return to our football program, we remain committed to supporting Brendan's recovery and ensuring his compliance with court orders, a comprehensive support structure, including clinical care, monitoring, and compliance checks. Oh, he wants those checks. Will remain fully in place for the duration of Brendan's time as a student at Texas Tech. Now, if you can imagine the reaction, wow. So the NCAA just made it clear you can sports bet on your team and get away with it. NCAA had nothing to do with it. They actually thought the other way. Nobody better complain when players start throwing games for big payouts. They know they'll face no repercussions. If I'm an ISU or Iowa player who wasn't allowed to play again, I'd be firing hella lawsuits. That's right. There were some players for Iowa and Iowa State got caught placing bets. Not allowed to play ever again. A Lubbock judge said that a Texas Tech player did nothing wrong. Yeah, my mom says I'm a swell guy too. Of course. Of course a Texas judge is going to say a Texas Tech player did absolutely nothing wrong. Where do we go from here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, hype the video, and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.